My dear friends, Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Mary Magdalene did something that the other disciples failed to do. This can be found in the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verse 10. I-appeal na po nato, verse 11. What did she do? The disciples, after discovering the empty tomb, went back to the place where they were staying, presumably to remain safe, to avoid further agitation, to avoid possible problems with Jewish authority. So after discovering the empty tomb, they went back to the place where they were staying. Mary Magdalene refused to do that. What did she do? According to today's gospel narrative, Mary stayed behind, outside the empty tomb. She was weeping. Why? She was in anguish. She was suffering. They did not only kill his Lord and Master, this time, in her mind, they also took him away without her knowing where to find him again. Only a person who truly loved the Lord could do that. Staying outside, exposing herself to ridicule and possible problems with Jewish authorities, weeping, showing publicly that indeed she was the Lord's follower. So unsay resulta makaigsuonan? Something beautiful happened. Where the leader of the 12 and the beloved disciple saw only burial clothes, Mary Magdalene saw two angels and the risen Lord. Imagine that. The other disciples failed to see such heavenly creatures. They did not see the risen Lord. But Mary managed to have that grace. Again, because she lingered on. She stayed behind. She cherished the painful moment. She reflected on it deep down in her heart. So that's the first thing that happened to her. The miraculous thing that happened to her. She saw something that the other disciples failed to see. Second, she heard and responded to the inquiry of the heavenly creatures and the Lord Himself, whom her weeping eyes mistook for the gardener. So tanawa ang process ha, nakita niya, then nakadungog, unya mitubag pud siya. Nagkig-istorya siya kanila. Third process, eventually, she understood, meaning she stood under the shadow of the great mystery of the resurrection. And what helped her to do that was her beautiful name, uttered by no less than the Lord Himself, Mary. That opened her consciousness, and she began to understand what the Lord foretold about His dying and about His resurrection. So what's the ultimate crown of the whole process? Mary became the apostle to the apostles. Apostola apostolorum. She became the first witness of the risen Lord and the first to announce the message of the resurrection to the apostles. Can you imagine the honor of being apostola apostolorum, the apostle to the apostles? My dear friends, what lesson can we learn from Mary of Magdala's experience in relation to our faith, in relation to our religious experiences? We need the gift of contemplation. We cannot just go through a particular process, a particular religious experience, as if it's just an event in our lives. It's just an episode. No, we need to linger on so that we will begin to see, we will begin to hear, and we will begin to understand. Only a person who truly loves the Lord is capable and patient enough to go through that process. And once we do go through that process, one gift is at hand. We begin to understand the mystery of the resurrection of the Lord. The Lord is truly risen, as he said, Alleluia, Alleluia.